Hey guys, it's Anthony, better known as Salafingers Lemon Guitar. Today I will be doing a guitar tutorial on how to play Numb by Linkin Park. I will be playing start to finish at the end of the video, but if you've not seen my full cover already, I'll leave a link on the screen right now in the top right of the screen. Click on that. That's my full guitar cover with backing track and everything. Today I will be singing what Linkin Park sung. I will not be doing the rhythm guitar. Maybe that could be a future video. Just let me know in the comments. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get started. Let's go. So the song is in the key of F sharp minor, an unusual key, and the time signature is a common time signature 4/4. Most of the song is on the G string and on the D string. Well, that's how I played it anyways. I did put a few variations near the end on the higher E string just to change up a little bit. But just for now, the intro, what he sang is this. Just 3 notes on the D string, which is the 11th on the D, 9th on the D, and the 7th on the D. It just repeats those notes. So you want to slide up to the 11th on the D, slide 11th, pick that 3 times, come back down to the 7th or 9th on the D string. Now back down to 9th, and then pick the 7th on the D string twice. You can palm mute it if you want, but it's honestly up to you. Make it your own. And then, which is slide up to 9th, 11th fret, down to 9, down to 7, back up to 9 again. Now just repeat what I just taught you again. So in total, it'll be. Now do that again. Now when his pianist starts singing caught in the undertone or something like that, he's not really singing, he's just not really singing notes. So what I did is I just played with the whammy bar. Make it your own. You can not play anything there. You can do a lick there. I honestly do not mind. But anyways, on to the next section. It goes. So in total, it does that 3 times, and then goes to, and then it goes to the chorus. Again, 3 notes, but this time we are all on the G string. So the notes or the frets are the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th on a G. So 9th, slide up to 11th on the G string, play that about 3 times. Back down to 9th, slide up to again. And then slide up to the 13th on the G string, back down to the 9th on the G string. And now after that, slide up to the 13th, back down, you just go. We're just sliding in between the 9th and the 11th. Now, it does that twice for the chorus, and then it goes to this. Which is kind of the verse. When it dies down a little bit. It's still on the G string, but then you will eventually go down to the D string. But again, same thing. 9, slide up to the 11th, play that 3 times, the 11th note, slide back down to the 9th. Back down to the 7th. And then you do that again. and then it goes down. This is the only variation it does. So it's the pre-chorus. It just same thing as the intro. After that, it goes to. Which is a. On the D string, you go to 9 to 11. On the G string, you go 9 to 11. You slide up to the 11th again, go back down to the 6th on the G. On the 6th of the G, you slide up to the 7th and slide up to the 9th on the G string. And then the chorus again. And it just does that until this bit. Which is kind of the bridge to like the really big chorus, I guess you could say. Which is just the, again, all on the G string, 9th, slide up to the 11th, slide back down to the 9th, now you come back down to the 6th. 6th, 7th, 9th, and then you got this. You could bend it, but that's just the 13th up to the 14th, back down to the 13th, back up to the 14th. Twice, I'm sorry, one time on the G string. You can bend it, you can slide it, hammer on, whatever. Now this is where I did that variation, which I said in the beginning of the video, where I played it on a high E string. If you'd like to do the same thing, just copy what I do. If not, just carry on doing chorus, exactly the same. On a high E string, you got the 3 notes again, 12th, 14th, and the 16th on the high E string. Just play with those notes. It's the same picking pattern as the chorus, just again on a higher note. So it's 14th, 12th, those are the main notes, and then whenever you want to go to the higher pitch, you go up to the 16th on the high E. And now it's got this other part of the chorus, it goes. Which is just a semitone above the 16th, which is the 17th fret. You want to bend it, or you can hammer onto it, just to give it, that's what he sang. So it will sound like this. And then it just goes to the 16th on the high A string and it just stays there. Now it's back to the chorus. Again, you can go back down, or you can carry on playing it high on the high E string. It's the chorus all the way to the end, but if you'd like to spice it up a little bit, again, you can improvise. Keyboard song, F sharp minor, I go to position 4. And that's basically it for it. If you'd like to learn the solo that I played, I will teach it to you right now. If you ever played Hold the Line solo, I basically took influence from Steve Lukather. So it's just a double stop on the 14th fret, G bar on the B and the G string. Bend 17th on the B, and which is on high E string you got 14, 16, 17, 14, 16, 17, pull off to 16th, back down to 14, hammer on, back onto 16. Then 17th on the B string, 14 on a high E string, now you want to parallel bend that. Which is just a B string, you got 17, 15, 14, hammer back onto 15. G string, you got the 16 back down to 14, then G string, you got the 16 back down to 14. D string, you got 16, and on the then back down, back up to the G string, on the 14th, back down to the D string, 16, 14, and then just resolve it on the A string, on the 16th, on the A string, then you go back up to the D string, you resolve it to 14, 16. Now you can also play the chorus there. Same thing, but I just play this all the way to the end of the onto the end of the song, and then I just up the scale on the 4th position on the pentatonic, F sharp minor. Just on the D string, 14, 16, G string, 14, 16, B string, 14, 17, same on the high E string, and then on the high E string you go 14, 17, pull off, and then B string, 17, high E string, 14, parallel bend. That's basically it for the whole song. So I will play the full song from the beginning all the way to the end. Let's go. So that was the full tutorial on Numb. Hope you found it helpful. Again, happy 2026. Stay safe, stay tuned, subscribe, like, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.